Public Library. I am Jenna, your head of adult services, and this is the video with the instructions on how to care for and how to put together your Marimo Moss Ball. So this is going to be your finished product. It's a cute little jar with a little moss ball with some water, and it's super easy to take care of. So here's how to get started. If you've already registered, then you should have already picked up your bag that has everything for your Marimo Moss Ball. So if you haven't already picked that up, we still have them at the library. Inside of each bag, you'll have a little baggie with your little moss ball in here. You should get a bag with some glass beads and stones and some shells for decorative attire. Each bag also contains a glass jar with a cork lid. Not included in your kit is water, which runs freely from your tap. So also in your bag is a list of instructions, as well as the care and bathing and a little bit more information about the Marimo Moss Balls. So for the instructions, first thing you want to do is take your glass jar and wash it out really well. You'll also want to rinse off and wash the glass beads because you don't want to introduce any kind of foreign bacteria or anything to the moss ball. That would not be good. For the next step, you're going to take your glass beads. These have already been pre-rinsed. And you're just going to add them to your jar. You can put them in here any way that you want. You don't even have to use all of them. I like these colorful ones, so I'll put those in there. So after you've added all of your stones to your jar, you're going to take room temperature filtered water or bottled water, works perfectly fine, and add this to your jar. And then finally, this is very simple. You'll reach in and take out your moss ball. Here he is. Look at how cute. And simply add it to the jar. After you've added your moss ball to your jar, finally, you can put the lid on it. You don't have to add the lid. This is purely for decorative purposes and to, just in case it gets knocked, your water won't go flying all over the place. But when you do put the lid on it, make sure that you don't put it too snugly on there. You can just let it rest right in there because it does need oxygen to oxygenate the water. So now that your Marimo Moss Ball has its cute little home, here's how you care for it. First of all, keep it out of direct sunlight. When you change the water out, you want to keep the water on the cooler side. Don't add boiling hot water or too cold of ice water. You'll want to change the water every 1 to 2 weeks. When you add new water to it, use bottled water or filtered water. And so these are almost interactive. Maybe once a week, pick up your jar and sort of spin the water around in it. And this will reenact the natural habitat of the moss ball because they flow with the water, and that's how they keep their spherical shape, is by rolling along the rocks on the bottom of the riverbeds, and that's how they stay round. So this will keep your moss ball nice and round and keep it from going flat on one side. Troubleshooting your Marimo Moss Ball, if you're seeing that it's starting to get brown, it's probably getting too much direct light and has to be moved out of bright windows. So this is a good office plant or dark room plant. It does need some light, so don't keep it in a dark spot. Fun facts about the Marimo Moss Ball: it's actually not moss, it's an algae. It originates from the colder waters in Japan, Scotland, and Iceland, and the balls are formed by strings of algae that roll along the shallow edges of lakes that round it out into sphere shapes. In their natural habitat, they rise and fall when the algae photosynthesizes rapidly, causing oxygen to carry them to the surface. When the light lessens, the ball will sink back down to the bottom. You may not notice it, but your Marimo Moss Ball will grow. It grows about 5 millimeters per year. And last but not least, another fun fact, your Marimo Moss Ball is actually a sign of love, affection, and good luck. So good luck with your Marimo Moss Ball, and send us pictures. Let us see how it turns out and show us your moss ball in its new habitat. Thanks for participating, and we'll see you at the library.